Hell yeah, WillyMac uploaded a new video. It's more iDubbbz and Anisa slop, and yeah, I mean, it seems like they are still lolcowing the fuck out of themselves, and listen, I don't react to WillyMac on the channel that much, but I guess we'll just get more iDubbbz Anisa slop. Yeah, I don't know, it's interesting content. Fuck it, free content, why not?
Ian made a video titled Coming Clean, where he doesn't come clean about anything. He just chooses to respond to obvious trolls. And even with that in mind, in the clips he replies to, he still looks bad.
And then Ian goes on a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like, all the examples that he showed, I reacted to this whole video, where Ian just, like, shows clips of people who were already, like, trolling him. And this guy's video, the guy that he's showing on the screen right now, like, he's not, like, his video was terrible, but Ian used probably his best argument against him. Like, this guy brought up, like, a really good point, and then Ian responded to it, but, like, by showing him and all the other clips that otherwise would have been bad, like, he shows all the clips where they actually made a good point against him, and Ian wound up just making himself look worse.
Podcast with a therapist and gets extremely real with him, which is a profoundly stupid idea. He of all people should know better than to go on a therapist's podcast and vent about his very real problems on a public forum like that. Because
I mean, that is a good point. There is, like, a level of truth to that, is that, like, these people are already looking out to troll Ian and Anisa, and they're already looking to make fun of him. And so by, like, revealing your real emotions and, like, talking about it on, like, a public video, like, you're not really helping yourself at all.
people will use that information against him.
If you're going to be a hater-ass bitch, take it the full way. Take responsibility for having the opinion that crying online is pathetic and weak.
I mean, it is kind of pathetic and weak. Like, let's just be real. Like, listen, if you're crying to, like, a close person, that's one thing, because you trust that person a lot. And so, like, it's one thing if you, like, cry around your close people or whatever, but, like, if you go to the internet and, like, shed a bunch of fucking tears and, like, cry, like, that is a weak thing to do. Like, that is very pathetic. It also can come across as, like, a little bit performative as well, especially when you went on that, like, weird fucking therapist or whatever, like, that therapist YouTuber, and, like, started crying about, like, your relationship, but it just seemed like you were projecting more than anything else about your relationship with Anisa and how people saw that on the internet.
What makes it pathetic is you spend 2 whole videos concerned trolling Ethan, siding with people going after his wife, his family, encouraging false CPS calls. Like, yeah, you cried on camera, but you were really just projecting about how it's affected you.
It's really
True.
hard.
Also, I probably should have said this in the beginning, but I've seen this already. I was on Papa Gut stream. You know, I'm a regular to the Papa Gut streams, so just saying.
Be a couple online and see people attacking your partner.
There
Yeah, I mean, he is projecting there.
is the fat one and his cohort who are listening to Anisa describe, like, essentially having a hard time online, seeing people mock and make fun of her dad with Alzheimer's.
That's terrible stuff, Ian. That's terrible stuff. Also, when he called him the fat one, he really thought he ate there. He really thought, damn, I sure got that own. I hope people see and give me good points for that.
They were laughing at my dad for getting sick on some of these forums. Like,
What did
just like
you
really
think? What did you think? Because you shared it online?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what people are gonna do because they want to get a reaction out of you. This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
I mean, yeah, like, like, listen, that might be a bit of, like, an insensitive take, but, like, he's not wrong there. I mean, I said earlier, like, Ian, in this exact video, showed a bunch of clips of people who would have not made good points, originally. These guys, what is it, Kino Cinema or whatever? Or Kino Casino. I keep forgetting their fucking name. I keep saying Kino Cinema. It's Kino Casino. That's their name. These people, like, obviously, they're trolls. They're a bunch of people that, like, make content off of Ian. And so they were literally celebrating. I saw their reaction on Twitter. It was like a clip that went around. And when they found out that they made the new iDubbbz video, they were literally celebrating. That's how much of a fucking, like, they're trolling. And he's just letting them know, like, hey, yeah, that's how it is. Like, if you plan on making content and you, like, feed the trolls constantly and you, like, share stories when you already have these people, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. I mean, it's fucked up, but, you know, you keep feeding them.
The whole time, he is not saying that he is a perpetrator of bullying her. What he's saying is that other people are doing that. But He is doing it actively.
Yes, he's concern trolling you. Many of these people are, but are we supposed to feel bad after what you've done? You've asked for this. Creator clashes most—
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, someone, I think it was Shesaw, left a comment on the video saying, like, they thought that a lot of the iDubbbz drama was overblown. And to their credit, I mean, in the beginning it was, I'll say. Like, the OnlyFans drama that happened in 2021, I think people were just looking for a reason to get upset because everybody was indoors and it was COVID. And, like, people were just fucking bored. So even, like, the tiniest thing became drama. And, like, people were just, like, bored inside. So that was, like, overblown. I'll agree. But it didn't stop there. The problem with iDubbbz is that he just kept going and going. Then he made a video disavowing all his old content, which it's fine. You want to stop being edgy, that's cool. But, like, you, like, kept overcorrecting and kept asking for good boy points constantly over and over again. And then, like, now you're just, like, fucking handling Creator Clash poorly, to the fucking, just, like, the Froggy Fresh incident, the Sam Hyde stuff, which then, like, he took it down. And then eventually, like, I'm being charitable to Ian during all these times, and then eventually he made his fucking hit piece on Ethan Klein, who was, like, the only person that was actually promoting Creator Clash in any meaningful way. And just because he wanted to fucking ride the Hassan wave and be in Hassan's orbit. But when that backfired, Hassan didn't even want to be around him anymore. Now Ian has fucking nobody. He doesn't have anybody anymore. And now he's just lolcowing the fuck out.
Viral Fighter Dad is talking about how he's broke and has been asking Ian to box him at a Misfits event. It's a natural storyline. They could both get a bag and make up some of the money they've lost from Creator Clash, but Ian's having none of it, just calling Dad names.
Don't want to give him my attention in general. Like, I think he's been an asshole. So
that's not very nice.
Him.
Ian followed up this.
Damn, that's crazy. Considering the fact that he fucked over Dad and Dad has been, like, super patient with him over years, attending the events, giving it as much promotion as he could, putting, like, his heart and soul into training for Creator Clash just to call him an asshole when you're the one that fucked him over. I mean, how do you expect people to look at you charitably, Ian? How are you gonna sit here and cry about people being mean to you when you're, like, the biggest fucking asshole out of everybody in this situation?
Terrible video by doing a live stream responding to his boxing coach, where he calls Michael and his wife liars while lying the whole time.
For some reason, this stupid fucking loser and his dumb as rocks wife.
That's fucking crazy. Ian, a little bit fucking misogynistic, calling a woman as dumb as rocks? It's kind of base, though. He's not wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love women.
Decided to go on the H3 podcast. They already spilled their guts. They were getting paid like $5,000 to go on this podcast.
They didn't go on there knowing they would receive $5,000. Ethan offered it to them when they complained about not receiving a bonus from you and hearing about how Kate fight.
And I'm pretty sure a bonus was, like, promised at a certain point, and Ian just kept lying about it in, like, his fucking 5-hour live stream that when he reacted to this, like, H3 podcast episode.
It's to end child brides in her free time.
I want to say here that I, the capitalist, will once again be ponying up for the right cause. It is not right that he stiffed you guys. I'm going to be sending you guys $5,000 for the bonus that you never got.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Because he should have never f***ed you guys.
And if you think Ian's video is bad, wait till you see his live stream. I watched all 6 hours. It's him.
Oh, yeah, no, it was like I guess 6 hours according to WillyMac. It was like a really long live stream. I didn't react to it because it's a lot to react to, but I mean, he just crashes out the entire fucking time. Very stoic, by the way. He said in the last video that we reacted to of him, he's a very stoic guy, but he's sitting here crashing out on his live stream. It's kind of crazy. Look at this face. He's very stoic. He's, like, very, very mad. He's angry, and he's very stoic.
Constantly playing victim and acting stupid.
Let me throw you a curveball here. Anisa, semicolon. Anti-Semitic?
This shit's crazy. I cannot believe, like, it is so fucking gross. So gross. Why? Why would you ever say that?
Because Anisa was calling Ethan inbred, and you posed with a swastika sword.
Yeah, and also, like, not to mention Ian shaved his head for the content cop, and, like, they were essentially dog whistling that, like, the anti-Semitism was in Ethan's head. They were trying to gaslight him about it. I don't know, when you combine everything that, like, Ian could have fucking picked, like, 10 different swords, and he happens to choose the one that had a swastika hilt on it, or a hilt that looked like a swastika, and then he shaves his head, and he hangs around with Hassan Parker, which a lot of his circles and a lot of his orbit is completely fine with anti-Semitism. It's just like when you like, it's all the small things added on top of each other that like makes you think, how could you not be anti-Semitic? I'm also isn't there like a soundbite that Ian has where it's like Jews are funny when they get angry or whatever, or some shit like that? It was like kind of like teetering. It's just like constant dog whistling and constantly trying to appeal and suck Hassan's dick.
Everyone's silent. That's not a funny joke.
Every video is silent if you have it paused. I'm not
Got him.
not kidding. The second he unpauses it, everyone laughs.
Jewish.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It's so funny.
I would say, probably in a way.
How insane is that? This guy? I think that's what $5,000 can do to a broke bitch.
That's crazy, considering your wife decided to start doing OnlyFans again because rent was due. And listen, I'm not shaming sex workers. Like, sex workers, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, I don't shame sex workers, but it's like, I don't know, how are you gonna shame these guys for wanting to get $5,000 when you guys are literally having rent due because you guys are just lolcowing? The only thing that's like basically paying your rent at this point is just lolcowing and like stirring the pot and making this drama.
Point in the stream, they weren't even offered money yet. I hate to break it to you, but if you pose with a swastika sword, defend ranking Ethan as Jewish brand hummus on an Arab tier list.
Oh yeah, this right here, by the way, at TwitchCon 2024, this was an anti-Semitic dog whistle. And if you think otherwise, then you're blind. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Sabra hummus in like the F tier, like dude, come on. And I don't know how the fuck Twitch didn't see this and was like, yeah, no, this is fine. But it seems like anti-Semitism is like perfectly okay with it. Dan Clancy is like totally fine with it being allowed on Twitch Spaces.
And your wife is echoing Hassan, calling Jews inbred. Some people might start thinking, these guys are a bit anti-Semitic. Maybe they got some anti-Semitic tendencies.
Go to the old city so I can get my fucking shit pushed in by some of the most inbred fundamentalist hicks.
Genuinely old.
Yeah, like I said, Hassan Parker is just always dog whistling that Jews are subhuman people, just like every single time I see like clips from him. He also, it's exactly why that he made that claim that the Jewish embassy shooting was like, I'm not saying it's a false flag, but I can see why people would come to the conclusion that it's a false flag, which is him dog whistling that it was a false flag. That's him implying that.
The most hateful rhetoric is coming from Ian and Anisa and all their weird orbiters. Anisa is interacting with a guy who looks like Milhouse, and he just...
Bro, I saw this. Literally the last video I did is reacting to the Internet Versus video. I saw that Milhouse guy. I didn't even know who the fuck that was. I was just like, who the fuck are you? Who are you?
Run streams calling AB and Uncle Tom, saying he's not a real Arab.
You work for a fucking Zionist who fucking spews Israeli propaganda day in and day out. You are an insult to Arabs, you piece of shit. You little...
Damn, that's crazy.
Dog. You little weakling. You betrayed your fucking people, bro. And we gave you so much fucking grace.
They're just...
That's weird. Who the fuck are you again?
Being racist towards AB because his boss has ever so slightly different opinions on the Middle East. What's hilarious is Anisa does OnlyFans, whose CEO has donated over $11 million to a pro-Israel group. But Anisa...
Oh, got him. So every person that advocates for Palestine that has an OnlyFans, ooh, got him.
Anisa gets no smoke. It's only AB. They twist themselves into pretzels trying to get out of it.
I mean, you can make the point that the CEOs, the OnlyFans CEO funding the ADL, or if they're funding politicians to make them pro-Israel, like, but obviously, like, it's different. The one, it's like working for.
How is it different? What?
Corporation that like supports, like, it's like that's how she makes her living, bro. Like, what can I say?
It's.
He couldn't even finish the point. What are you talking about? He says, yeah, but it's different. How is it different? You want to explain how? He barely goes into it.
Really not that different at all. There's a million other platforms Anisa could use. She could go work a real job just like you've suggested for AB.
That is a good point, yeah.
They're acting like there's some sort of nuance there when there isn't. I'm sitting here watching hours of streams, fact-checking every outrageous claim that's made. It takes forever to sift through all this information. I'm sure many of you at work meetings or university like...
Sounds like a very convenient time to have our sponsor for the WillyMacShow.
Lectures know what that's like. That's where Plod Note comes in. With a single press of a button, it captures everything. Audio, your thoughts in the moment. The app generates transcripts, summaries, chapters, even mind maps, so you can easily
the reason I hovered over that is because I wanted to check if he talks more about this Millhouse dude, because I have some things to say about him.
revisit exactly what you need. And if you need to review things on a bigger screen, just log into the Plod web platform and all your content is right there. They have this feature called Ask Plod, and you can instantly search, brainstorm some great ideas, and even create action items for your whole team, all while AI has contextual knowledge of your work. It's ridiculously small. It's about the size of a credit card, so it could fit right in your wallet or the back.
WillyMac, what the fuck is this keyboard? Like, listen, I don't exactly have, like, the sharpest keyboard either. Like, I have a default Dell keyboard as well, but, like, I don't know, man. I don't think I've seen a keyboard as, I guess, out there as this one. You know, you have, like, the green shift button. You have, like, these look like fucking, it looks like he has a Lego keyboard.
Your phone, and it's reliable with the battery lasting up to 30 hours of continuous recording or lasting 60 days on standby. So you don't have to worry about it dying halfway through something important, which really comes in handy if you have back-to-back meetings. Everything is summarized, and if you're looking for something specific, the transcript is right there. For me, this is the definition of working smarter, not harder. So join the over 100,000 people already using Plod and go to plod.ai/WillyMac and use code WillyMac to get a special discount. Thank you, Plod, for sponsoring this video. So where were we? Ah, yes, these people being the most unself-aware individuals on the internet.
Yeah, like I said, this Millhouse guy, like, I literally didn't know who the fuck he was, like, until this drama. Like, he's very clearly trying to be a part of, like, Hassan's orbit. It's just very strange.
Millhouse in particular cracks me up because his racism is so prevalent. He goes after AB for not being Arab enough, but then he defends Anisa.
You betrayed your people, bro. And we gave you so much grace. AB, is that what you want? You want war with your own people?
Listen, I don't like this because it's like, this seems like rhetoric that white supremacists would use if a normal person in America, like a white person in America, says, I'm okay with having immigrants come to the country. I'm okay with having people of different races come to our country because we have the greatest country in the world. It sounds like the rhetoric a white supremacist would use. A white supremacist would look at that and go, you're trying to start a war with your own people, huh? You're trying to start a war with your own fucking white race, The greatest race we have of all time? You're trying to fucking start a war with us? That's the same rhetoric that white supremacists use. So, not exactly too far off, Mr. Millhouse.
You gonna get it, buddy.
Man, Anisa's
That's fucking absurd.
half Lebanese is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Meanwhile, AB being half Arab, traitor. Like, what is happening? Is he gatekeeping, advocating for Palestine? Didn't AB raise over $100,000 for Palestinian children? Did we just discover Arab Nick Fuentes? AB
We might have.
recently did a segment on Anisa and Ian, saying she's been pressuring him and Olivia to quit the H3 podcast.
Directly blackmail? I don't fucking know. But it's like, leave your job, or we're gonna talk shit about you and you can't respond. You can't respond to it. You just gotta fucking take it. So I don't know what that is.
By the way, they wouldn't do that. Like, to think that iDubbbz and Anisa would, like, leak private messages between them and AB or speaks volumes of like how little AB knows them.
And then, as if it's an act of God to always prove these people wrong, Anisa immediately posts on Twitter proof that she's been pressuring Olivia, who works for Ethan, to quit her job. She tweets, here's the horrible messages AB is referring to.
Yeah, this was fucking crazy. Like, listen, like, they were literally pressuring Olivia to, like, leave the H3 podcast. It's just so fucking slimy. It's like, Anisa really is just not a good person at all.
Anisa saying, hi Olivia, I know things have gotten really messy.
That Britney Venti hit piece back in late 2018 really was ahead of its time on Anisa Jomha.
But I'm too old to allow a man to bully women the way Ethan is. The only thing I care about after everything I've gone through is protecting women, including myself and you. Listen to how manipulative this is. I know you're in an abusive, toxic situation, and I love it.
Abusive? Oh no. Yeah, it's she's trying to, like, feed the narrative that H3 has, like, an abusive, toxic environment, like work environment, but like it's been constantly debunked over and over again. It's like people try to run this narrative and it's never worked each time. It's not going to work now.
Care about you as a person, but I have to set a boundary for both of our sake. I hope one day you see that it's out of real care and love. When I saw you chiming
that's so fucking disgusting
in, it did hurt me. I hope you understand, and I hope you put yourself and women everywhere first. You're a smart girl. You just have to believe in yourself. What an unhinged message. She's saying that Olivia is being abused by Ethan, no reason to believe that, and that Olivia should quit her job to help save other women. Which women? Nobody knows. Not important. Just make up crazy shit. Presumably Casey Tron and Denham's creators who are being sued, but they aren't being sued for being women. They're being sued for stealing content. She's tweeting how the lawsuit is frivolous, not true, and how she might have to foreclose on her house. But she doesn't tag Ethan in this. She tags AB as if he's paying the lawyer. Anisa is pumping her up. I love you, Casey. You're so smart. No, she's actually a complete fucking moron. Casey's currently being sued for copyright, and she's still watching TV show episodes when she's not even there. No
Hey, I mean, listen, she smokes more than she spoke.
reaction. These people like to sell that their core identity is being a woman or being Arab. It's not. It's being a victim. Ethan replied to Casey Tron saying the settlement is
Yeah, I mean, they try to use every victim complex in the book. Like, listen, if you want to advocate for these groups of people, you can do that. That's totally fine, but it just seems like in a lot of these spaces, they use that more to fuel a victim complex rather than actually advocating for these groups. It's more of an out than an actual fucking criticism or a point that they levy against these people, and that just makes... I feel like that just makes any normal human being look at that and go, wow, it makes me care even less about these kinds of groups, and it shouldn't, but it kind of does.
The table. She's writing tweets about how she comes from an abusive household and that what he's doing is class warfare.
I come from poverty, drug abuse, and domestic violence. So I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't mean to diss Papa Gut, but it's like Papa Gut's like, I actually kind of like Casey Tron. Papa Gut, resist the goon. Focus on the mission. All right, you got to see it here. Like, Casey Tron is not exactly an intelligent woman. You're a smart guy, Papa Gut. I don't know. Like, you seem like the kind of person who would be driven fucking crazy by a stupid woman. Like, get your head out of the goon brain. All right, you're getting a little too goonerish.
Did I do that? What are you telling?
Sorry, I love you, Papa Gut, but you're being a little too much of a gooner here.
Me? Okay, that sucks. I've had firearms pointed at me defending my mother from abuse. Privileged people like Ethan AB. Why are you trying to weaponize this horrible trauma you've been through against me for something you did? You stole my content maliciously. Remember? You wouldn't be getting sued if you didn't steal my content maliciously. I'm sorry all that traumatic stuff happened to you, but that doesn't mean you get to steal shit because you have trauma, right? Like, I'm sorry. That's just not how the world works.
Base?
And it wouldn't be an H3 drama if Denims didn't get involved.
You know, Frogan is like the only person in this whole like lawsuit drama with H3 that's actually handled this well. Like, Denims has been just like, she can't stop running her mouth because she's such a stupid person. And Casey Tron is a fucking train wreck, we'll say. But like, Frogan, she seems like the only person that's actually like handling this very, very well. Like, she's kept her mouth shut. She's tried to raise money for her lawsuit. She's like kind of taken a step back. She's reevaluated a lot. I actually feel like Frogan could be one of the very few people that like comes out of the H3 lawsuit and maybe makes it out like kind of okay.
She immediately hopped onto the premise that H3 employees should quit their jobs over Palestine.
She does not care. I have to leave my job. She's drawn her line in the sand because she has the right to tell me how I provide for me and my family. Let me be clear. I don't care Israel, Palestine. I don't give a the world compared to my family.
And so this is why they're trying to say, like, no, I was not saying I don't care. I was saying that, like, none of...
I'm pretty sure any normal person would look at this clip and determine that AB just cares more about his family. His family comes first, and that's what any normal person would look at. You're just laser focusing on the part where he's like, I don't care about Israel, Palestine. You forgot the context where he says he cares about his family first. That doesn't mean he doesn't care about the conflict at all. You're being so fucking stupid. It's like these people are like, oh my god, they don't care about a genocide that's happening? Yeah, and you guys clearly don't care either because you're spending all your fucking time on Twitter when there's a genocide going on. Also, Denims has a fucking OnlyFans herself, and like the fucking CEO of OnlyFans donated like $11 million to a pro-Israel company. Like, what are you talking about?
That matters compared to my family. Like, I will take a paycheck working for anyone regardless of their political stance because my family matters more than anything else. That's what I...
So true, Queen. Such beautiful insight from the lovely, smart Denims. People are clearly watching Denims for her amazing intellect on these issues. So true, Queen.
I was saying.
Okay, but how is it wrong? She gets mad over AB making a lot of money.
And also, this is an insane weird thing to share when there's videos of you doing a fucking $4,200 house apartment tour. I'm gonna say.
Also, AB has raised money for Palestine as well. So you can't take this out of context and feel like, you know, He doesn't care about the genocide. He doesn't care about this. Like, he's raising money for Palestine, all right? Like, just like, chill the fuck out.
Palestine and Israel, and I only take the money for my family.
Damn, how could you be streaming on Twitch when there's a genocide going on? There's a genocide going on. How could you be streaming on Twitch? And also, by the way, Twitch is a subsidiary of Amazon, which is on the BDS list, and I'm sure that some of the subs that you have in your chat are Twitch Prime subs. This guy has a literal Twitch Prime fucking icon next to his name.
Anyways, $4,200 LA apartment tour. Let's go. Look at my $4,200 apartment tour. Woo! Let's go.
Who cares?
So insightful.
Bro, Denim's also...
I don't know how people could, like, watch Denims and be like, oh, this is an entertaining creator. Oh my god.
So does OnlyFans. Denims, you work for someone who directly donated $11 million to AIPAC. Ethan's never done that. How can these people be this unself-aware?
Look, at the end of the day, they're mad because they couldn't get AB and Lena to quit.
Right.
Which was always their goal.
These people being so nasty is exactly why Ethan won't settle with them. They want to be seen as human rights activists, but look at what they're doing. Look at what they're saying.
Well, no, they pretend to be human rights activists. I mean, these people are constantly just, like, virtue signaling in Hassan spaces because it gets them clout. That's like the only reason they do it. That's kind of what happens on a lot of Twitch spaces. A lot of people just like virtue signal because it's like good branding, and then you can get integrated with streamers, and then you get to build up your platform, yada 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 yada. Yeah, you guys get it, right? It's very easy for a lot of people to do this.
They're going after AB because he doesn't act Arab enough for them, which basically just means he doesn't agree with them on every single thing.
Like when he...
Yep, it's just the classic purity culture on far left spaces that are super toxic. Classic purity culture. We love it.
Here's another Lebanese man saying that, like, yo, motherfucker, you f***ed up. That hurts him more than someone else saying it. And I understand that. You know what I mean? I get it. I'm right.
Who the fuck are you again? Who the hell are you again?
Right here in Lebanon, where you wish you were.
Wait, I'm gonna replay that part.
That, like, yo, motherfucker. I mean, I get it. I'm right here in Lebanon, where you wish you were. I'm out here getting bombed by fucking Israelis, where you sitting comfortably in Los fucking Angeles.
Probably why AB is not in Lebanon. I mean, if you're getting threatened by being bombed, you know, you have bomb threats like everywhere in Lebanon. I don't know, man. This just seems like such a weird flex. It's like, hey, I'm out here getting bombed and shit. You know, I have it real here. I am the specialty to speak up on these issues. Oh my god, it's like such a weird thing to gatekeep. I mean, yeah, that's probably why AB is not living there.
That's the case. I don't think AB wants to be in Lebanon.
I have more of a fucking claim of being Lebanese and talking about this fucking crisis and this fucking genocide.
It's like such a weird thing to gatekeep.
While you're out there fucking cosplaying as an Arab.
I don't know, what, just because AB doesn't, like, fully agree with you on the fucking Israel-Palestine conflict? I mean, listen, my take is that, like, listen, last year I was very pro-Palestinian. I still am pro-Palestinian. I still very much am. That hasn't changed. But I feel like, let's stop pretending like this is such a black and white thing. Like, Israel has a right to exist, but it doesn't have a right to be committing war crimes. It doesn't have a right to be doing what it's doing to Gaza. Netanyahu's a war criminal. You know, the IDF, what they're doing is terrible. What the government's doing is terrible. But the civilians of Israel are not bad. And I'm really sick and tired of people pretending like that's not the case. It's like, just like, come on. You can still be pro-Palestinian while also acknowledging that Israel has a right to exist, all right? Two things can be true at once, and the fact that people don't want to acknowledge that, it just really goes to show how toxic this purity culture is and how they're really not as helpful to their causes as they claim to be.
And actually trying to cosplay as a white person, he's trying to... Anyways, AB...
Bro, shut the fuck up. You're probably, like, you're super white, bro. You're super fucking white. Like, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, come on.
Wishes he could have my approval.
Like, there are white Arabs that can exist as well. There are white Mexicans that exist. This guy is, like, white as fuck. Like, shut the fuck up.
That's what he really wants. He wants me to be like, listen, guys, AB's one of us.
This guy's gross. They claim to be standing up for women as they are targeting and trying to manipulate Olivia because she's a woman. Ian and Anisa are so angry and spiteful, they wouldn't even help their old boxing coach's wife's agenda to end child marriage.
I think it was...
Oh, yeah, it's so interesting because Ian and Anisa, they claim to care about children dying in Palestine, but won't help to fucking advocate for the ending child marriage, or the advocacy group to end child marriage for the wife of the boxing coach.
Kate specifically, she messaged me about this child marriage thing, and it was very importantly...
Child marriage thing. It's not like an advocacy group, because if that goes to show you how much he cares about children.
Right after Michael Briggs requested that I be his guarantor on a loan to open like a boxing gym.
According to Michael and Kate, this is like 5 months apart.
Why would you be mad for 4 months after?
Yeah.
He's saying he was mad because I asked him to be a guarantor, not a loan, a guarantor. He's like, I lost my ass on all this stuff. And first of all, if you constantly talk about how much of a millionaire you are,
Do
and
they
then
really?
you're mad
I don't
at
think they
asking-
are, by the way. I think they lost. I think
yeah.
they lost the vast amount of their fortune.
But I would
Oh yeah, no, they lost like a huge amount of their budget. One from creator clash, and two just from fucking so many people like just not supporting them anymore because like they're like completely lolcowed the fuck out. And like, not to mention, Ian didn't even like show up for several boxing training events, which you should be showing up to be training, especially considering this guy's brand is at risk, and he reasonably is concerned about his brand being at risk.
was short with him. I said, like, in no world would I ever be able to do that, because I wanted to express like very clear boundaries, and I did. I don't know how long later it was. I wasn't done being angry about it for sure. But Kate did message me about like a child marriage bill thing, and I didn't pass it along to Anisa. I looked at it and I closed it.
Damn, that goes to show how much he cares about children, you know?
I was just angry at them, and I was like, you know, F you guys, I'm not going to be boxing anytime soon, and yeah, I'm
Very stoic. He says he's angry, but he claims in the last video that he was stoic. Very, very stoic of you, Ian.
just fucking, I'm done with this shit. But at least for the child marriage thing, like, they didn't message Anisa about that shit. That was definitely...
I love how Ian went from, like, back in 2016, 2017, even 2018, like, Ian had, like, so many memes made about him in, like, a positive way. Like, a lot of people made memes of him, but it was a good thing, right? Like, people actually saw iDubbbz in a good light. It was just, like, fun memes, right? Like, Ian went from being memed in such a positive way, and now he like, every word he says gets memed, but everyone fucking hates him and makes fun of him for it now. So, very interesting, like, I don't know, man. The difference between old iDubbbz and new iDubbbz is, like, night and day. I mean, like, listen, the edgy content was fun back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, I indulged in some of iDubbbz's old content. Like, he was one of my content creators I used to watch. Like, we all had an edgy phase, right? I enjoyed it, you know, for the time. I can see why Ian doesn't want to do that anymore, but the problem is just, he just, like, overcorrected and is just constantly looking for brownie points on the internet and, like, looking for people to be like, see, I'm a good guy. I'm a really, really good guy. Look at me.
Definitely a me thing. Me being, like, just kind of angry and uncaring about it. Like, whatever.
You could have just said no to helping them out with the loan and still help them out with the child bride stuff. That's an option.
I can't believe in that screenshot, that the DM that she shared, right, to try to expose, you know, Olivia. Like, she said in there that, oh, I care about women and, you know, children or girls. I'm just like, you're fake.
Being so mad about me asking not for a loan, but a guarantor for somebody that's supposed to be a millionaire,
Just say no.
multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
Just say no.
Something.
But also,
something
you
nice.
can't tell me you're extremely mad about it, and then 4 months later, the latest I asked him was September. My wife asked him in January the following year, 2024, about supporting a bill, and he's still so mad that he can't even show the message to Anisa and just closes it. It's like, bro, how much did you hate us? And why did you hate us so much?
Ian's somehow a worse activist than Hassan.
But I also might want to stream while Hassan's streaming, because he deserves, like, a little competition. Especially if, like, if people see me as, like, the white Hassan.
No one sees you that way at all. It's so funny that he thinks he's seen as, like, the white Hassan. Oh my god, you see, this is what I'm talking about. He's just constantly looking for good boy points on the internet. He's just constantly looking for it to be seen as, like, a good guy. And he's like, Hassan needs some competition. Yeah, because you're really trying to, like, get in on that Hassan orbit. You know, you could say what you will about Hassan. Hassan's not a good fucking guy at all, but he is definitely doing the smart thing by, like, pulling away from you because of how much everybody on the internet just fucking hates you, and reasonably so. Like, hey, you deserve every single bit of that hate you're getting, Ian. You know, I was willing to be charitable to you when you were changing over and over again, but, like, you did this to yourself. Every single bit of this hate you deserve. And it's hard to feel bad for you, especially considering you were justifying CPS getting called to Ethan's house, saying that people reasonably are concerned that because some idiot made up a lie saying that his kids rolled around in dog shit and that his dog had Giardia, which is like, the dog having Giardia is very common, but the kids rolling around in dog shit, that's just like a flat out lie, and you completely fucking supported it.
Son is already white.
You dumb cracker bitch.
During Ian's stream, he has this lie counter. It gets to over 60 by the end of the stream, but he doesn't prove that anything is a lie. Most of the time, he ends up confirming it to be true.
Hard to get Ian to train because he doesn't like boxing. He doesn't like boxing him.
Well, that seems to be...
I do like boxing. I didn't like boxing around you.
Then why did you hire him to be your trainer for 2 years in a row? Ian immediately follows this up with, yes, sometimes you gotta do stuff you don't like.
I don't know. I don't, like, have these people...
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, Ian constantly, like, he didn't show up to a lot of his boxing training events. Ian just doesn't want to do things that he doesn't like. When you're an adult, and, like, I don't know, say you want to, like, have a child, especially considering I saw a clip of Ian and Anisa talking about, or no, just Ian specifically. I don't even know if Anisa was talking about it, but just Ian was talking about having a baby with Anisa, and, like, I'm just thinking to myself, wait, like, you said you wanted to have a baby with Anisa. If you're not willing to do the things you don't want to do, being a parent takes a lot of, like, willpower to do things you don't want to do. And I'm not saying, like, some people hate being parents, some people love it, you know. I think being a parent is, I guess, fulfilling to people. But, like, you have to do a lot of things you don't want to do as a parent. And so if you're talking about having a child with Anisa, then, like, I don't know, if you're not willing to show up to boxing events and, like, are crying after, like, boxing training, like, I can't imagine how much you're willing to, like, I just pray to God you don't have a child, to be honest with you. I would feel so sorry for the child you and Anisa would have.
People never done something that they don't enjoy. Like, isn't that what, like, a lot of jobs are? You know? Isn't that just, like, a lot of, you know, raising a child?
I think a lot of people actually do enjoy being parents.
Like, there's a lot of things that you might not enjoy that has difficult moments that you do because it's worth it, because there's something else that you're doing it for. I definitely didn't like boxing for the first week, but as it happened, like, now I watch boxing all the time. I'm gonna watch the fucking Canelo Crawford fight this upcoming Saturday. Yeah, I like boxing.
Nobody is talking about if you like watching boxing. They're talking about you training.
But yes,
well, because Ian doesn't want to fucking go up or show up to training, and this guy reasonably, the Michael person, the boxing coach, was expressing that his, like, brand was at risk if Ian didn't, like, perform super well, or if Ian didn't, like, do what he needed to do.
60 pieces of shit like you make me not like it as much.
He was talking about how you didn't like boxing while he was training you. You're making it sound like he was telling the truth. Michael describes how he was almost fired for talking to Ian too sternly during...
Yeah, like, Ian really just made himself look so much worse when he did that, like, 5-hour reaction to this H3 podcast episode.
A sparring session. Ian completely crashes out over this.
Did you say he cried?
Oh,
very stoic, by the way. It's very stoic. That's why he did this live stream, and that's why he cried after this boxing sesh.
We had to have a meeting.
Yeah, so after that, so he was crying.
We had to have a meeting. How ridiculous is that? Men aren't supposed to have emotions, especially not sad emotions. It should only be anger. Emotions should only be anger with men.
Damn. For someone who claims to be very stoic, you sure are malding a lot here.
He's so mad.
And afterwards was horrible because then we went back to the hotel and then they were eating at Denny's and they said, we need to have a meeting. So I have to go to Denny's. And they pretty much then talked about...
Oh, yeah, I wanted to look up and see if Denny's was on the BDS list. It's not, so I guess you're safe to eat at Denny's. Have fun with that. But if Denny's was on the BDS list, it would have been so fucking funny. Knowing that, like, Ian and Anisa were eating at Denny's, but we're like, oh, nope, you know, like, okay.
How they were going to have to fire me because I reminded...
Okay, we got to update the lie counter.
He just adds an arbitrary amount of lies every few minutes.
We gotta be at around in maybe 27, I think so. Oh, brother. Yeah, so Anisa and I do like Denny's. That is something that we are guilty of. We love Denny's. But yeah, he said I had to go to Denny's. he had to go to Denny's.
If you're hosting a meeting at Denny's, that means he has to be there, right? If you noticed, Ian is really into defending Denny's. He rewinds the video to try and show Michael lying, but it's over the smallest detail.
He was crying at the gym afterwards, and I said, and
he's framing this in such a way. I was able to keep it together in the gym. I was actually crying not outside the gym, in the car, away from the gym. I was like, oh, okay, now that I'm away from people, I'll let it rip.
I wasn't crying in the gym. I was crying outside the front door. I was in my car with the windows rolled down. It's just not relevant. You told him you would replace him if he didn't adjust how he talked to you. Now, Ian denies this.
They pretty much then talked about how they were going to...
Yeah, he claims to deny it, but he's obviously not telling the truth here. I mean, Ian's credibility is, like, so out the window at this point. I feel like Ian... if people had charitability for Ian, they would probably be more inclined to believe him, but, like, nobody has charity for iDubbbz online anymore because he's just so, like, he's just so unbelievably hated online now.
Have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid.
We never used the word fire. We never used the word getting a different coach. We never used anything that would imply that he was going to be fired.
But it sounds like the rest of that is true. Now, Ian's coach did
Damn, that's crazy. He's just, like, debunking all the stuff that's, like, not relevant.
Respond to parts of this live stream, but the meeting wasn't recorded, so it's up to you on who you want to believe.
They were like, oh, we weren't going to fire him?
Like, I don't know. Like, Ethan Klein tends to have people on his podcast that he, like, trusts, and iDubbbz has verifiably lied in a lot of his takes on the situation, so I'm going to be more inclined to believe the people who aren't as much known liars. You know, I'm going to be more inclined to believe the boxing coach and his wife.
Dude, you told me you were going to have to find another coach that could talk to you properly if I didn't change how I talk to you.
The most insane allegation to come from Ian's stream is Anisa claiming that Michael was a creep to her. She started off by writing in Ian's chat.
Oh, yeah, and fucking iDubbbz claimed to not even remember that. Like, when Anisa was like, hey, Ian, can you vouch for me? And then Ian's like, I don't fucking remember because he's so TBI-brained. He should have just, like, I don't know, Anisa probably, if she really wanted to run this home, she should have just, like, trained Ian to actually talk about this fucking detail. And she tried to, like, make up some allegation that was obviously a fucking lie.
He wouldn't stop hugging me. It was really upsetting. I tried to push him off and I cried. iDubbbz, can you explain why I was crying? Now, Ian is on live stream reading this chat and he's like, yeah, sorry, Anisa, I don't remember any of this.
Being able to...
Anisa, you can come here and explain it if you want, because I don't have a fucking recollection of it.
And she replies, nah, it's fine.
And also just...
The story is Anisa.
Damn, that's crazy. iDubbbz smells so bad that Anisa doesn't even want to be in the room because Ian just smells like shit. It's crazy. I mean, like, Ian smelled so bad in, like, the fucking boxing gym, and, like, people would actually have to step away from him, and it just is like, Anisa doesn't want to be in the same room as him, and now fucking Ian... It's also funny because Ian was, like, trying to make up the, co-sign the lie that Ethan's kids roll around in shit and the dog had Giardia, which is... The dog having Giardia is very common, but it's like Ian... probably has Giardia more likely than anyone else that he's ever tried to run that point of, like Ethan or his family.
Anisa changed the music at the gym. She got confronted on it by a different coach, and then she cried.
Anisa felt embarrassed because this guy, you know, it felt bad that, you know, he came in and just, like, kind of changed the music. And then Michael just went into his own, like, weird explanation.
How did this fairly mundane story turn into allegations of Michael being a creep? Michael responded, and he seemed shocked by it.
She was mad that I wanted to change that Patty changed the music, because I wasn't even the one that did it. Once again, I'm nice. I probably would have let her play that stupid shit. So, Patty wanted to change the music, does change the music. She gets upset, starts talking shit about Patty. I stick up for Patty and told her music was 12-year-old emo music. As soon as that happened...
Damn, I would have played some fucking Linkin Park in the band, or get some Call of Duty Zombies music, and, you know, some good old 115 as a classic, you know, maybe Abracadabra, you know, the Ascension Easter egg song, you know, get some fucking music that gets you going.
I literally turned around because I was like, okay, let's do our pads. I was going to put her gloves on. She runs to the bathroom. By the time she comes out of the bathroom, she's bawling. She tries to leave to go to the car, and I see her go to the front door, but she realizes she doesn't have the keys to the car. So she has to come back. At this point, she's already crying. She's super sad. once again, they don't know what the empathy is. I see a woman crying, and I'm gonna feel bad. I go give her a hug because I'm like, hey, I'm sorry that.
Damn, the boxing coach found empathy way before Ian did, but that's not really a high bar to set, considering Ian said he found his empathy in his early 30s. Crazy work.
You're crying.
That empathy meter is overcharged.
I didn't hug her to the point where she started crying. I felt bad, so I gave her a hug.
She was crying.
And I said, yeah, she was bawling. So I hugged her.
That's a crazy, malicious lie. The way she told that story is nuts. She's crying from the ox thing, and then she's making it sound like she's crying because you're like squeezing her and not letting her go.
The fact that Ian tells the story pretty much the same way Michael does makes me feel like she's lying.
Yeah, I did have empathy, and I went to hug her because she was a crying woman.
Yeah, I mean, like, we knew the story was bullshit. Anisa doesn't have a good track record of retelling anything, so it's very obvious the fucking story she was telling was complete BS.
You know who didn't try to hug her? Ian. Because he has no empathy for his wife that's crying. He didn't.
That's crazy work.
You remember it. You remember it. He does.
I really am convinced that, like, Anisa and iDubbbz have such a fucking fair-weathered marriage. It's like when things are going well, things are very great. But, like, the moment things go badly is when their marriage starts to get really, really rocky. And so I really do have a theory that Anisa at some point is going to leave iDubbbz because she literally makes all the decisions for him because iDubbbz is just such a husk of a human being. Like, he can't make any fucking decisions. Anisa is always making the decisions for him, and I bet that Anisa's going to reach a point where it's going to be too tiring and she's going to monkey branch to some other fucking guy that could give her something. Maybe a bigger content creator, I don't know. We'll see how Ian reacts to it. He probably won't take it too well considering they've been together for a decade at this point.
Oh, I remember it perfectly. I tell Ian, I'm like, dude, I'm like distraught. I'm like, I didn't mean to make her cry that bad. Ian's like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
I repeat, these people are so gross. Went after Ethan's kids for the CPS stuff, defended and laughed at death threats when skulls were sent to Ethan's house, implied that Ethan...
Yeah, the 2 human skulls being sent to Ethan's house is very humorous, but also he'll like cry the moment he gets like mean comments on the internet or people give him criticism. It's very interesting. I don't know, the fucking lack of self-awareness on iDubbbz really needs to be studied.
Ethan was abused.
It's just like every single thing that iDubbbz says as like a form of criticism, every single criticism he gives to any of these people, you can find like 10 other things that can be applied from that same criticism to Ian. Like, the hypocrisy is just always there every time he gives a criticism. And it's just like, why the fuck would Ian ever expect anyone to have any form of empathy towards him whatsoever? And we all know his definition of empathy is not real empathy.
Olivia. And now this creep allegation against Ethan's boxing coach. But these people aren't just metaphorically gross, they're actually gross. They're talking about how Ian doesn't shower and he's sending pictures of his tongue to his boxing coach because he's afraid he's going to get sick. It's like
he's trying to spread that giardia. Oh no!
Like, yeah, brother, toothpaste, hygiene.
CPS? No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, by the way. Don't fucking call CPS.
Dope. It goes a long way.
So he would smell so bad that when he comes back in the afternoon to train, he doesn't shower in between his sessions. Oh. And so like the coaches that are training other, you know,
fucking PTSD. Oh my god. Post-traumatic stress giardia.
Members there would just like look at us with the weirdest face, you know? Like, and Michael would try to take Ian to the corner where there's not a lot of members of the gym so they don't have to smell it.
I tried to take him to the open doorway for the first event where he was talking about getting tonsil stones. Yeah. And he was saying he was going to get strep throat because he had tonsil stones. Ew. And I said, Ian.
I mean, it might be able to cause strep throat. I don't know if it's like the main perpetrator of strep throat, but I wouldn't doubt that it contributes to it to some capacity. Maybe iDubbbz was just using it as like an excuse. Again, my charity for iDubbbz is just completely out the window, but still.
Tonsil stones don't cause strep throat. Tonsil stones.
I don't know. I feel like they might. Not like the main cause of it, but I feel like they could contribute to you getting strep throat in the long run, right? No?
Stones are because you're not brushing your fucking teeth. And so he was like, oh, okay, hygiene.
Like, it's tough. I'll give you the stinky. The stinky is okay. Because honestly, I was a little stinky when I was training for boxing. I'm not going to fight it. In between going to the first boxing session at the start of the day.
Yeah, I mean, people were literally getting up and like literally separating themselves from Ian's like radius because he was just that bad of a stinker.
And the next boxing session at around like 4 or 5 o'clock, I didn't always get to the shower. Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! So I will accept the stinky label.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Good. Yeah, fool. Like, you need to brush your teeth and use like.
Wait, hold on. That shouldn't be something you need to hear from your boxing coach. Brush your teeth.
Yeah, it's almost as if I didn't need to hear it. When it's so crazy, it almost doesn't seem real. It's because it's not real. It's a lie.
Okay, so it didn't happen. But then he immediately admits that it did happen.
He sent us a video, a photo of his tongue. And
Oh,
she said,
no.
"Oh, I think he might have like bad breath, and it's causing."
No, tonsil. She said tonsil stuff.
Hold on. Why did she send you a picture of his tongue?
They thought it would show us that he was gonna get strep throat.
Yeah, so he couldn't.
And I'm like, because they were trying to say he's gonna get sick before the event, and it can happen if you train too hard before.
Yeah, again, I think they're essentially just saying that we were worried about me getting sick. Like, we were really worried about me getting sick because I had been...
Damn, Ian, you getting Giardia?
You know, avoiding it for a while, so it was scary. It was scary that maybe the...
Anisa shitting in Ian's mouth. That's crazy work, dude.
Event wouldn't, you know, go well.
Why are you guys sending pictures of your tongue to your boxing coach? Like, what's he supposed to do about it?
But we weren't training too hard for him to get sick.
Yeah.
So,
well, it doesn't matter. You can get sick from fucking anything. You don't need to be training to the point of exhaustion for you to get sick.
But you weren't sick, so why are you doing this? A lot of the stories the coach tells, Ian denies. Like I said, he said, she said stuff. But some of the things Ian says just gives me a headache.
one time we ended sparring, and afterwards everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry.
I mean, tell me you're not married without telling me you're not married.
Ian, everyone here is married. AB's married, Ethan's married, Michael's married, even I'm married. It's not normal for your wife to tell you when you're hungry. Are you 5 years old? Does she change your...
I don't know. I mean, who knows, man? I like, listen, it's easy to be uncharitable to Ian. I guess. I don't know. I guess. I'm just like trying to think in my head, maybe there's like a scenario where it's like, hey, did you eat yet or whatever? It's like normal for your partner to like be concerned about when you like eat and stuff. Like, I feel like that's a normal thing if you've like been in any relationship, let alone a marriage. I mean, I'm not married yet, so I can't speak for marriage, but I can't imagine it'd be too different from like a relationship saying like, hey, did you eat or whatever? But I guess that's not the argument that WillyMac is making here. The argument WillyMac was making is that Anisa's literally telling him, hey, you're hungry. You are hungry. Like, literally saying that. I feel like that's the argument. So, okay, I guess.
Diaper too.
I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
The biggest criticism...
It's just such a fucking crazy... That's just such a crazy thing to say. It's such an embarrassing thing to say in front of your partner while they're streaming. That's so fucking weird.
For Creator Clash 2 was that it was a charity event that raised no money for charity. They were allegedly $500K in the hole before the event took place.
He's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
Anisa gets on the mic and she's like, actually being $500K in the hole was an awesome accomplishment. We were way ahead of the first Creator Clash.
I just want to, like, because I'm the one who is, like, seeing the back end. This part of it really pissed me off with Harley saying, like, we would have really liked to know. Being $500,000 in the hole year 2 is actually amazing. Year 1, we were $1 million in the hole before the event, and that's normal because production, broadcasting, renting the arena.
Yeah, but you guys didn't do anything to promote your event. What are you talking about? You didn't do anything to promote Creator Clash 2. You didn't do anything to promote Creator Clash 3. And you burned your bridges with the one person that was actually willing to fucking... like, promote your event just because you want it to be in the Hassan space so fucking badly, and that wound up not even working out because Hassan wants nothing to do with you now. Okay, wow.
Paying fighter purses, all of these things cost money. Second year, we are actually less in the hole. All the sales come in 48 to 24 hours, so... nobody needed to know that we were in the hole. It's normal business.
If it's so great and normal, then why are you freaking out to Michael about it?
2 weeks before the fight, I'm like, we need to do your 2-a-days. And I said, my brand is at stake. Well, he went and told Anisa that I can't.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a very valid concern, right? Like, that his brand being at stake, considering Ian wouldn't even show up to a lot of the fucking training events for the boxing.
My brand was at stake. So the next day, she comes into the gym super mad, and she's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
Ian's stream is very ticky-tacky. You focus on one word and then act like the entire statement is a lie. He's getting offended over meme sound bites.
She said too much dumping in here. You guys, stop. This is not what podcasting is.
It isn't what podcasting is. They think that that's a fucking hilarious line, but they talked about their dog and shit.
Okay, you literally propagated the lie that the dog had Giardia and the kids rolled around in it, first of all. And Ethan's podcast is very successful. I mean, he has 2.6 million subscribers on YouTube, and he gets tons of views very consistently, and he's very clearly built a fan base. Your podcast that you have with Anisa on a good day only gets like 4K views. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know if you are qualified to be speaking on what makes a successful podcast, Ian, but sure.
Having Giardia and all this other crazy shit on their podcast.
You can't talk about your dog getting sick on a podcast. That's too much. That's the line. Dude, your own wife talks about you shitting your pants. How is the dog too far?
That's actually a good point, yeah.
There is a glimmer of...
I forgot that WillyMac brought that up, but yeah, no, that's actually a really, really good point.
Hope. Ian is officially stating he's against the false CPS calls, and he's doing it by rewriting history.
CPS getting called on Ethan is not a good thing. I condemn it.
Bro, if you just said that from day one, you wouldn't be in this predicament.
Putting people in a position of like, okay, make a public statement about us, or you're now on our harassment radar. It's fucked up. And people ignoring like that wasn't what was happening.
Yeah, but the 2 human skulls getting sent to Ethan's house, very humorous, right? You know, that's super funny. But suddenly, someone says a mean thing to Ian, someone says a very mean thing to you. Oh, it's fucked up. How dare you? It's really screwed up. You should send 2 human skulls to someone else's house. That's less fucked up than saying a mean thing about me on the internet. Cool, bro. Nice.
Happening is so stupid. That was happening, very obviously. Our podcast got bombarded by his viewers.
You guys should be happy with any viewers you can get. Are we all just supposed to forget that you supported the CPS calls? You said you're glad you didn't.
Yeah, he completely co-signed it on his content cop videos. He says people are very reasonably concerned. They should be which is a dog whistle that it's okay to call CPS falsely on Ethan.
Defend them.
To be honest, I'm very proud that I didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Neela's defense, because when you look into the story, it actually looks a lot for Ethan and Neela. And I do mean that literally.
Wow, you sure got him. You sure showed Ethan.
He was proud that he didn't condemn the false CPS calls because Ethan talked about his dog and kids getting sick. Look how much he's lying.
CPS.
Not only that, but like, like dogs getting Giardia is actually super common. Like, it's not a valid reason to call CPS on someone whatsoever.
Being called on Ethan is not a good thing. I condemn it. And when other people...
No, you don't. Yeah, like literally this content cop, you co-signed it completely.
People see that he's talking about his children getting Giardia from dog poop. People are quite reasonably concerned.
Yeah, he's dog whistling that it's okay to call CPS falsely on Ethan.
And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS.
These people are champagne activists. Yeah, we care about children. Ethan's children. Meanwhile, they're ignoring supporting a child marriage bill. They falsely accuse the coach, lie about him getting paid to talk bad. Pressure Olivia because she's a woman. Pressure AB because he's Arab. What about this is activism? You're just trying to make your former friends unemployed. Ian describes himself as a very stoic person.
It's very obvious. I thought more people would be able to catch on. I am quiet, stoic, not talkative.
He found empathy and became stoic. The true achievement of a human being that is a husk.
Actually, you're too talkative. Feel free to shut up.
There are still people accusing
WillyMac. That's crazy.
Of cheating, accusing me of being in an abusive relationship. None of this.
I don't think, like I said this in one of my reactions about the Ian Idubs thing. I don't think they're in an abusive marriage. I think that's like too much. I think that they're in a toxic marriage. I think their marriage is toxic. I don't think they're in an abusive marriage. Those are two different things.
True. And there is no evidence for any of this except, like, I guess body language experts coming on and being like, Idubs is being stoic here. Therefore, he's in hell.
That's a very funny word to use to describe your role in your relationship, since the definition is someone who endures hardship without complaining. But then again, I wouldn't describe any of these people as stoic. These people are cry bullies. They cry out victim as they hit you, and then they all come together and pat each other on the back. Dad has since been challenging Ian to a boxing match, saying it would help them both make up lost money from Creator Clash.
I talked to Misfits, and they're talking about like big money that would change my life for a very long time. And I feel that Ian, you know, who couldn't use money when you're grinding on the internet all the time, it's hard to earn a living. He hasn't responded. I texted him. You guys saw.
Ian's been texting Dad back to kick rocks. Then Ian goes on Millhouse's show where
It's fucking crazy, especially considering Dad is like one of the nicest people ever. Not to mention that Dad literally stuck through Ian and Anisa thick and thin through all the Creator Clash events and like literally put his heart and soul into like boxing in these events just to have it be canceled and then him to get completely fucked over by Ian.
House tries so hard to suck
and then Ian is just like, kick rocks. Yeah, wow. Great stuff.
Ian's cock the entire time.
I always want to defend you guys. Like even the stuff with like Dad right now. Like
no one knows who the fuck this Millhouse guy is. This guy is like super irrelevant. This guy just like no one gives a fuck about this guy whatsoever. He's just so desperate to have like Hassan's cock like deep down his throat and into his clavicle.
Someone's trying to give you like, dude, Dad has been trying to farm clout off of this for the last like few weeks ever since.
Yeah, that's why you're making this stream defending fucking iDubbbz. That's totally not to try to gain clout from that iDubbbz has, and it's totally not to like gain clout in Hassan's orbit, right? Yeah, well, very interesting, Mr. Millhouse.
Since Creator Clash was canceled.
So when he says I'm farming clout off of Ian, I guess that's his way of negating my valid complaints that I was involved with Ian for 3 years heavily, and then Ian really blew that all up. So I would naturally be upset.
Dad spent 3 years working for Creator Clash. He's literally in debt due to Creator Clash 3 failing, and these valid complaints are being written off as him being immature.
His behavior hasn't been cool. Like he's been literally talking shit about you guys. He's been contributing to the negative attention.
Don't want to give him my attention in general. Like I think he's been an asshole. So
damn, that's crazy.
It's not Dad's fault you turned a charity boxing event into a political statement about a war in the Middle East and justified harassment towards a family of 5. Believe it or not, most people think that makes you the asshole. Ian has since done another live stream where he does more lying, more rewriting of history, more playing victim, and we will get to that in part 2. So subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out Plod. Shout out to the—
Hell yes. All right, he's gonna mention all the Patreons, and I think that's it for the video. Wow. Good stuff as always, WillyMac.